Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a good show for you today. Woo, there's a lot going on right now, isn't there? So much in the news. We're going to talk about, of course, we got the first photo of Andrew after his arrest. We're going to talk about that. Meghan can't stand that the attention's not on them. So she's done something weird even for Meghan. So we're going to talk about that. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, and leave me comments, as all of those helps YouTube to recommend my channel. I'm pushing so hard to the 200,000 mark. I'm so close. Just by making sure you're subscribed, that really helps me out, and I appreciate that. And again, a huge thank you to everybody who hits the hype button. Let's jump in, shall we? Of course, we got the photo of Andrew. I have been diving into the Andrew of it all. Go back and watch my videos in case you missed it. I'm gently diving in. I know some of you said you don't want to talk about it. I get it. We're still talking Harry and Meghan, but I do feel like I need to talk about this as well. Did you see the photo that we got? My goodness. Talk about a photo. Oh my goodness. So from what I understand, Andrew was allegedly questioned for like 11 hours at a police station yesterday. And so we got this photo of him coming back. Goodness, don't worry. I can zoom in. You're welcome. I had a good friend say it looks like a casket photo, and that's all I can think of. I'm not wishing ill on anybody. Don't get bent out of shape, but oh my goodness gracious, that's such a bad photo. Why? Why? So bad. Okay. I think the photo is the least of his concern though, but let's talk Harry and Meghan. So what's funny is on my Patreon last night, I put up an episode and I kind of waded into the Andrew of it all. And I literally ended the episode by saying, okay, well, with all this going on, if Meghan and Harry were smart, they would just like be silent for a little bit. They would let the attention rain down on Andrew and just, zip it for a little bit. But I even said at the time, I was like, there's no way. Meghan, she can't stand it. So of course she's going to do something, and she has. Okay. So you know how I'm always talking about, and recently I've been talking more about how she seems, what's the word, more desperate, and she seems to be leaning even harder on People Magazine, her spokespeople, in my opinion. And I've got a new article from People Magazine, and it is real weird. Let's talk about it. I swear, okay, it's just my opinion, but I swear it's Meghan, because of course it's Meghan. Anytime there's a source, in my opinion, it's Meghan. But this one throws Harry under the bus. So it's Meghan. Hi, Meghan. All right, call your dad. Let's talk. People Magazine has put this out, and it's just kind of, it's just kind of funny if you ask me. Prince Harry was frustrated by comparisons to Andrew, whose arrest is embarrassing for the entire family. Exclusive. Okay, let's talk about this. So as I always say, People is Harold and Fraud's spokesperson. I know it's clunky to say that. You get what I'm saying. So they always run to People Magazine. Remember her 5 friends? She ran to People Magazine. Anytime Catherine's got a birthday or it's just being lovely, which is all the time, Meghan runs to People Magazine to try to play, look over here. Well, Andrew's in the news. Meghan can't stand it. So she ran to People to say, stop comparing Harry to... Sorry, it's just so funny to me. Stop comparing Harry to Andrew. Okay, but you got Harry and Andrew in the same sentence. Again, in my opinion, that screams that it's Meghan, because she wants attention on, I'm saying them, she wants attention on herself, but it also would be like a mental twisting, if you will, a mental FU, because it has Harry's name in the same sentence as Andrew. So if this is not them, it's crazy. And if it is them, it's even more crazy, because most people, with the people they pretend to love, no, their significant others, you would want to protect them from any kind of comparison to people being accused. We'll say it's still being accused, but accused of some heinous, awful things. You'd want to protect your significant other from being compared to that, right? Not Meghan. Because I'm telling you, if it's not Meghan, you're telling me with all the stories she plants in People magazine, she doesn't have pull with them over there to say, hey, how about we not compare Harry to Uncle Andrew? But no, no, she wants their names in the same sentence for so many reasons, for attention. And I think she just loves to put him down, Harry. And I've said before, I feel like she puts these things, this is just my opinion, she puts these things out there to cast Harry in a negative light. Like in Spare, I know he wrote it, but I swear she didn't stop him from putting out all the substance stuff. And I said at the time, as many of us have, it's to plant seeds of his wrongdoing so that way in the future it can be used against him. Ding, ding, ding. I think she's comparing them to plant seeds. It's not that Harry's been accused of the things that Andrew's been accused of. Don't get me wrong. But to get the comparison, to be compared in a negative light. Again, it's Meghan. It's Meghan. I don't need to convince you guys. You already know. A source tells people that Prince Harry has long been frustrated by comparisons to his uncle. Okay. All right. But then again, their spokes magazine is doing exactly that. I think that's really funny. A sentiment that predates Andrew's arrest, but has gained new relevance by you guys. Andrew was arrested February 19th at Wood Farm, Sandringham Estate, on suspicion of misconduct in public office and has not been charged. A source says the arrest, clicked the wrong button, is painful and embarrassing for the royal family. So again, that's why I think it's Meghan. She thinks she's twisting the knife on Harry and on the royal family. Well, again, but she's throwing him under the bus. And it's not that I feel sorry for Harry. I'll talk about the ways in which I feel Harry and Andrew are alike. But I just think this is just too, I mean, you have to laugh at this, right? This is Meghan being very Meghan. Prince Harry has long felt frustrated by comparisons to his uncle, former Prince Andrew, now the artist formerly known as Prince. Now, he's Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. That's what he goes by now. A sentiment sources say predates Andrew's arrest, but now offers insight into how Harry has viewed the family's internal fault line for years. Oh, yeah, they always had to be victims. He was frustrated by the comparisons. I mean, if you want to get technical, Andrew didn't quit the family and call them a bunch of Istwards. I'm not saying what he did was great, but I'm saying, like, there is that. He was frustrated by the comparisons. It was never fair to lump them together. Again, I mean, this sounds like it was written by Harry. Prince William got the bigger sausage. It's not fair. It's just like, oh my God, what are you, 12? No offense to 12-year-olds. Harry served his country. Okay, but that's been removed. So what are we talking about here? Did the job well and never engaged in misconduct. Okay. Do we need to split hairs here? Because we read the book Spare. We remember what you said about when you were in service about fantasizing about taking out your dad and things like that. And the thing, okay, yeah, we don't need to go there, but you get the idea. Yet he lost his security and housing. You quit the role. You quit the role. What are we talking about? They didn't just say, oh, you know what? You're out. Again, it's just like a revisionist history like I've never seen before. Yet he lost security and housing while Andrew was protected for years. Oh, you poor baby. Again, you don't want to be compared to him. You're both awful and you both lost for different reasons, but I'm seeing a sense of entitlement out of the both of you and Meghan that seems very familiar if you ask me. I just think this is interesting, and I want to talk about the timing of this article amid Andrew's spotlight. The story emerges right as Prince Andrew, is facing intense scrutiny over his arrest for suspicion of misconduct. I mean, it's by inserting Harry's frustration into the conversation now, it's diverting the attention from these legal troubles or legal accusations, reframes the royal family's embarrassment to include Harry and Meghan, ensuring that they aren't sidelined during this royal scandal. It is beyond bonkers still that they are playing this game. It's the time where they should shut up and just let this scandal unfold, and yet they can't help themselves. Playing victim, again, it's unfair. Portraying Harry as a dutiful servant to his country who was wronged. This narrative casts Harry as a victim, even though his frustrations predate the arrest, amplifying the sense of injustice and to try to elicit some sympathy and keep the focus on their grievances. It's just, again, always banging this drum, linking his name to Andrew for relevance, Meghan's pattern of seeking attention. She's always using media and stories to try to maintain this public visibility. And so why should this be any different whatsoever, right? So I'm just thinking of this stroking his arm on camera we just saw at this basketball game, and people were talking about that and calculated biz for social media buzz. So why would this be any different? They can never just stay quiet. It's always about them. It seems just one big PR strategy as per usual. And again, anytime they can exploit the royal family, that's what they're going to do and make themselves victims. I can't not find this so ridiculous and honestly kind of funny because they're so misguided. They don't even see how ludicrous this is. The contrast has taken on renewed relevance following Andrew's arrest. Okay. Which sources describe embarrassing for the wider family. In this moment, it's sad and embarrassing for the entire family, the insider says. It leaves a stain on everybody. So again, are we making ourselves victims here, Harry and Meghan? Is that what's going on while desperately trying to cling to, I just want to say microphone because that's what she does, but cling to a spotlight for attention? That's what it feels like to me. This is so silly. And again, if you really want to go, I'm going to end this article because I don't want to read all this crap, but I do want to read some comments because there are some funny comments. But it's like, I don't want to be compared to him, but I'm going to put my name in the same article as him. It's just pretty funny. All right, let's look at some of the comments because the comments were actually pretty funny on this too. Let's see if this is it. Here we go. Starting with this one, this was right under this article. It says, just as A should take responsibility for his action, so should H. Different situations, different people, both made mistakes detrimental to the UK. No question that A is accused of terrible things. H's betrayals are very different. Support the survivors who lived through it. Okay, that's exactly how I feel. Nobody is saying Harry is accused of the same things Andrew is accused of. That's not it. But come on, same attitude, same entitlement, same holier than thou preaching and weird games in the media. There's just a lot of similarities that I'm seeing here. And honestly, I have to say accusations of things like mistreatment of staff, accusations of the bull word, things like that. So it's, they're not so different. I'm not talking about the main accusations, but I'm saying some of these accusations are not so different from each other. So it doesn't shock me that Harry and Meghan, and I'm going to lump her in on this, are being compared. I'm confused. Compared to Uncle Andrew. Birds of a feather, just saying. Okay. He can resent the comparisons to his Uncle Andrew all he wants, but they're still going to be made. People will make comparisons for a reason, good, bad, or indifferent, and they can be believable or unbelievable. He wants people to believe in his comparisons of his wife to Diana, such a good point, but fails to see the similarities of the comparison of himself as a second son, his uncle as a second son. The other thing I keep thinking too, I said this on Patreon, I'll say it here, is like, gosh, like King Charles, it must be saying, oh, my blankety blink brother. And now, and of course, Prince William has got to have been saying, oh, my blankety blink brother. Yes, both served their country, but Andrew did it for 22 years. Both of them reasonably be considered to be indulged, entitled, and resentful of their older brother. Ding, ding, ding. Not so different, in my opinion. Indeed, I suspect the Wales family unit will be the key to turning things around for the monarchy. Hence, some of the attacks on them for those who wish them not to succeed. The reason I included this comment is exactly what I said in my video as well. I feel like we're seeing that, especially from, where does a lot of the meanness come from? Harry and Meghan's people, the Sussex squad. I'm seeing exactly this, attacks on Prince William, which makes less than no sense when you think about timelines and that he would have been a kid during some of the things that Prince Andrew is accused of. But again, they never let logic stand in their way. But I tend to agree with this. I'm not, as I mentioned in the other videos, I'm not here to disrespect King Charles. I'm kind of holding back on judgment until we know more as far as what did he know, what did he not know. And I've had a lot of you chime in saying you appreciate my take on it, and I appreciate you saying that, but that's genuinely how I feel. I'm not here. I respect his role. I have questions. I think a lot of us do, but until we know more, I'm pulling back and reserving judgment there. But I always love the Wales family, so I agree with this sentiment. Kaya says Andrew served his country as well. Invictus should be investigated as there have been too many people who have resigned and there have been rumors of overspending. Plus, when Harry and Meghan were part of Royal Foundation, it was investigated and told their spending was not transparent. Ooh, I looked into that Royal Foundation, but I don't remember that. Harry's African charities have been investigated for accusations of bull stuff and mismanagement of resources, I would say among some atrocities as well. Harry has had a long history of making attacking journalists, and even when in Afghanistan, unlike Andrew, his personal bodyguards were there to protect him. We'll say allegedly. His lawyers are being accused with evidence in his latest case of outright manipulation and lying. The people they know in Hollywood, like Tyler Perry, has been accused of AB by going Ken. I think that's a typo. This is not even factoring in Meghan and the bull stuff, and then it cuts off, but you get the idea. I think they're just pointing out that there are some similarities here. Again, not in the things that Andrew's being accused of, but in some of the outlier things, or not outlier, but the other things like alleged treatment of staff, and I mean, everything we just talked about, mismanagement of funds, things like that. Mimi says, imagine how confused and didn't know how to act when Harry found out his uncle had sorry, my eyes are going to bulge out of my head. Carnal knowledge of his wife before him. Whoopsies. Ew. We're going to say a big fat allegedly on that. Something I've heard, something you've heard. We've all heard that. Ew, ew, ew. I had a lot of you guys say in the comments that you hope Andrew sings like a canary, and same. I want to see what comes out of this, what he says, and if Harry and Meghan are somehow brought into this. Well, we all called it. We knew they'd do something, and I feel like it's just going to get worse. They won't hold back or hang back. They're going to put themselves out there, and I think it's going to get more overt. This was just a drop in the bucket, I think, for what's headed for us. But as they continue to do crazy things, I'm going to continue to talk about it. As always, I want to say a sincere thank you to everybody who takes the time to write me the comments and so kind to me and hits the thumbs up. And please do make sure you're subscribed. I'm hearing more and more that YouTube has unsubscribed people. I think that's a thing where if you haven't commented a little bit or you hadn't watched the video in a little bit, it will unsubscribe you. It's so annoying. If you can make sure you're subscribed, it really does help. I'm driving to that 200,000, and every single subscription helps that. So thank you for that. If you want to further support the show, there are several ways to do it. Of course, I have my merchandise. Check that out. I've got Everything's Fine. I don't know if that applies to everybody right now, but it's great. It's like a goose that's stressed out saying everything's fine. Check that out if you're interested. And of course, I have Team Catherine and so much more. And check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. Yes, it's my old name, but it's got tons of new stuff, tons of like bonus episodes, deep dives, tons of Harry and Meghan, tons of not Harry and Meghan if you're sick of them, all kinds of stuff. Check that out. And a huge thank you to my executive geese and ganders over there. And I'm going to encourage you to check out my Amazon storefront. It's just links. You don't have to buy anything. If you just click the links, it really does help out. But also you can see what kind of stuff I use in my hair, color lipstick, all kinds of stuff. Check that out on my Amazon storefront. I usually put that link in the comments below. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for being here. You know, as they do stuff, I'm going to be talking about it. I'll be around this weekend. I figure they'll be doing stuff, so I'll be around. I'll make some videos. So check back lots. I'm not sure what'll go up when. I'll have some shorts up. Check back lots. Thank you to everybody who supports. Thank you for being here. I hope you all have the best day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Stay healthy. Bye-bye. Hi. Do you remember on The Office when Jim said, Lord, bear me strength? I'm going to say, Lord, tea me strength. I need my emotional support, cuppa. There's so much going on right now. So I'm talking the Andrew stuff. I'm talking the not Andrew stuff because some people aren't into it. I get it. But if you are, check that out. The reason I say that is because YouTube takes a little bit sometimes to realize when you cover something new. So where I'm covering that, you may not know to look at my stuff or it may not be recommended to you. I noticed some of my peeps were letting me know that YouTube was not letting them know that I had posted a video. So I'm just asking you, if you don't mind, check back lots, make sure, if you want to hit the notification bell, all that stuff, then hopefully YouTube will let you know when I'm posting, but YouTube is frustrating, to put it mildly. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. How are you guys? What's going on? I went with a red lip today. I went for vampire look today. That is still the funniest thing to me. The Sussex squad thinks that they're hurting my feelings, and they don't get the goose thing. So they put pictures of ducks in my comments, and then they say, fix your fang. And I'm like, never. I love that thing. I think it's so cool. Why wouldn't I? I mean, why would I fix my vampire fang? I'm a vampire. I've got pale skin. Sorry, there's a fly right there. I got pale skin. I got a vampire fang, and I got bright red lips. Why would I fix it? I'm very vampire. Do vampires drink tea? I don't know. This one does. I don't sleep at night, and I have a vampire fang, and I'm pale. Hello. Why would I fix it? Anyway, that's going to do it for me. If you stayed tuned this long, let me know. What is Meghan going to do next to try to get attention? Is she going to leak her own alleged photos or tie to Andy, you think? Just to keep herself in the news? Like everybody else would be like, God, she'd want to hide that, or no, she wouldn't want that out there. But it's her. Of course she wants her name in the press however she can get it. So let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for being here. I cannot wait to read your comments on this one. Check back lots and I'll post lots of stuff. Take care. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. I put him by the microphone like he needs it to talk. I may have lost my mind. All right, take care. Bye. Goodness.